You know, the English historian and sociologist Henry Thomas Buckle said, let me quote him, "Society prepares the crime, the criminal commits it," end quote. Now, this statement may be open to debate, but shall we consider that our society had evolved to a stage where, though everybody craves the good life, not everybody wants to work legitimately for it? Authorities of the Nigerian military have expressed their worry, I should say, over the involvement of some of their personnel in violent crimes in recent times. The military hierarchy is contemplating a drastic action to deter officers and men whose unprofessional conduct are smearing the image of the Nigerian armed forces. One hopes it's not too late to start. Ibinabo? Well, this thing has been a long time coming.
Well, where I come from, as we met.
That is Rivers State,
yes,
where you come from.
Yes, and Calabari to be precise.
Okay.
When I see you, even at this time, I will greet you good morning, because I've not seen you all day. So let's say good morning to what the military is talking about. I haven't said that. You see, just like you rightly said, society prepares a crime. Criminals commit the crime. Let us do the needful. Given we have some military officers who are very, very high-handed.
Yeah.
We have some of them who, the way they are, irrespective of how much they are paid, they will still go the other way to do the bad thing. But majority of them, how do we take care of them? We have forgotten about what we call remuneration. We have forgotten about, when a person is so diligent at what he does, how do you make him happy? How do you encourage him to do better? We don't in Nigeria. I saw a particular video, whether that video was doctored or not. I mean, these are stories we have heard over and over again.
Where pictures don't tell lies?
You understand that the water they had to drink, sometimes no food and all. You are just telling this person, go and commit crime. We are not saying it, but you're just, body language speaks. Yeah. Go and commit crime. So, like people will say, if you don't train them, don't blame them. If you are doing everything that you should do concerning the Nigerian military officers, then you can come out and say, this and that.
Or say uniformed personnel.
You understand? Generally, yes.
Generally, yeah.
So we need to just be honest with ourselves. Let us do the right thing. Let us be intentional about it, be deliberate, go ahead and do the right thing. Then you cannot talk about those who are going the other way. But right now, we have, I just like that society prepares a crime, criminals commit. We have prepared society, we have prepared, the environment for criminals to thrive. So what do we say?
Yeah. Yusuf, and one crazy twist in the tale is we hardly punish bad behavior. We hardly punish bad behavior. So you get the impression we deserve what we have.
In this case, I won't talk about punishment for this kind of bad behavior without going to the roots. What are the causes of this? We need to find out.
Yeah, they say
look at Lagos State. I will give you
the cause and the effect.
I will give you example. There are places that you cannot use Okada commercially in Lagos. But today, go there openly in the day, in the afternoon, evening.
I hope I hope I'm not reporting my environment. The other cyclists has been banned, but they are still operating.
They are uniformed men, soldiers, mobile police officers, all of them.
Breaking the rule.
That's what you will say. Some of them see it as a means of survival. Believe me, for some of them who cannot go into armed robbery, they know that nobody can arrest them. Fellow security personnel will look the other way. So they will buy Okada. Hey, are you going to Ikeja? They take you to collect money.
You are
Of
not
course-
suggesting. You are not,
of
not
course this
suggesting
is
that-
wrong.
You are not suggesting that the military does not believe in keeping the law.
No, I'm suggesting that the military needs to look inwards.
Okay.
We need to find out the root cause. She said, if you don't train them, don't blame them. You bring people into service. What are you doing to them? Somebody is bringing his life, his entire life and career. At the end of the day, he hardly affords basic things of life. So many of these people may not be able to do the Okada we are condemning now. They would do something worse than that. That's the kind of cases we are seeing now. So we need to do something. Let's look. Why should you are in a place like the US, even the father of a retired old soldier, in fact, the family members of everybody will write it on their car, in their house, in everywhere. And everywhere you go, they honor their...
There's a sense of pride.
I've never seen any work that is more respected
And the
in the
uniform
whole world.
service, yeah.
I'm talking about civilized world than the military world. In America, the moment you say, oh, I'm an ex-serviceman, even if the crowd is 1 million, they will all stand up. Yeah. Thank you for service. Thank you for service. Thank you for service. In fact, they will clear the road. You will think you are something else, no matter how young you are. The father, the mother, the family, everybody will wear the tag. They will put it, the sticker on their car that a proud father of an ex-soldier. Yeah. And everywhere that man goes, he's getting the same honor that they give.
Ibn Abba, are we too far away from home?
The truth of the matter is, until we begin to realize that we are the ones creating our own problems, and we are the ones that should prefer solutions to this problem.
Yeah.
Until we realize that and become, like I will always say, intentional about it, be honest about it, we will always be dancing around like they say, a record stuck in its groove. Because this particular topic, I'm sure, was discussed last year and the previous years. And it is very likely it might be discussed in the course of the year. So what are we talking about? Who wants to do it? Who is going to do it? We need somebody who will come all out and say, okay, this particular one thing, I want to be remembered by this thing. I'm going to correct it, and I will do everything within my power to do that. Yeah. Until we have such leaders, it is well with us.
Kunle, I'm looking at Nigeria. We are going to be 63 in October. So I'm looking at Nigeria as a 63-year-old man who has refused to grow.
Yes, who was born to be a giant.
Yeah.
But
in the sun.
But has decided to turn himself into a dwarf. Somebody who is meant to be great, but loves to reduce himself to a non-entity. You get my point? And it's all about the question of leadership. In terms of leadership, Nigerians have been shortchanged, over and over and over and over again. How many of our retired, politicians, whether elective or appointive, levels, retire into penury? You see them poor. You see them looking haggard. But few months after they are into office, you see what happens. Mansions springing up everywhere.
Yeah.
You see,
are you saying
look at the salary. Go and check the salary of structure of the police officers in Nigeria. Go and check the same thing for the military officers, and on and on and on like that. And in our economy,
Kunle, we must factor self-development into this discourse.
What do you mean by self-development?
Are you saying the military, the serviceman cannot develop himself, know when to apply the brakes. Many of them have families they cannot cope with.
Of course, that is one aspect, but the truth is, when you take care of people, even people who are not in the military, who are not in the police, there are many people who have, larger families than they should have, and I agree with that. But the truth is, in terms of welfare remuneration, Nigeria does not want the best out of these people. We just stop talking about, retired judges.
Yeah.
When they are in office, what are they collecting?
Yeah.
So you want a better society, you are not taking care of the judiciary, then there's no society. Now we are talking about security, personnel, you are not taking care of them. Do you think anybody would be happy to stay on the road and be begging you for 210 naira?
Just understand where I'm coming from. It's a two-way street. While you expect government to take care of the uniform, the service, the personnel, you expect the personnel to also play ball by cutting his coat according to his size.
But what of when there is no cloth that is even enough to cut? Check, there are some of them that don't collect up to 50,000 naira per month. In this economy that is defined only by inflation. So what can you do with that in a month? Even without having a wife or child or anything, what can that do to you?
Even about you, as we begin to take this matter home, yes, the military high command is right in chiding its personnel, especially those unscrupulous ones. But we are saying it can do more than just frown at some of their personnel going into these criminal activities.
We are saying just that. And to add to that, I want to say that society is not helping. The level of psychophancy in Nigeria has broken through the sky. I don't know where it is going. Nigeria is a country where if you don't have money, you are a nobody. The banal pursuit of wealth is so great that people want to have it. Even people, your security guard who probably earns 30,000 naira, is not satisfied. He wants your house. He wants everything that you have.
Yeah, it's crazy to pay a man 30,000 naira a month to watch over a mansion of over 50 million.
So you see,
that?
the problem is enormous.
Okay, self-discipline.
The problems are enormous, rather. The problems are enormous, and we should begin to. You may not solve everything, but pick one or two and address them, and let's have solutions to those problems.
Let me give you some figures. You see, military, for example, you see a private, and those are the ones that are in the majority. You say 49,000.
Sorry, I hear we must go on a break. Yeah, we'll go on a break, commercial break, make some money. We'll come back, talk about money. Please don't go away. All right, welcome back. Yusuf, let's talk about the figures you were going to share with me.
Yes, I said when you look at what the surrounding structure looks like, from the police to the military officers and all of that, Nigeria is not fair to them. I was telling you, you see a private, those they call the other ranks. They are usually in the large numbers. You see private collecting 49,000. That's the gross. We are not talking about when deductions statutory and everything must have taken place. You see a Lance Corporal 55, you see a Corporal 58, Sergeant 63.
But these are statutory figures. You are rolling out statutory figures.
Of course.
So what can you do about them?
What we can do about them is we need to take a look into the welfare of these people.
Yeah,
they are human beings, they are not animals.
So we move on to our next story. We can reinvent this Nigerian society. we can reinvent it if we want.
We can have a complete turnaround that
If
you
we
would never
want to.
believe that a situation like this that we are in ever happened.
Yeah.
But we have to be intentional about it.